Hello, this is Dr. Paul Dyer. How you doing? And welcome to Bridges Live. We do Bridges Live every Monday. And again, I am keeping the podcast going. We do the live show on Instagram and Facebook and live radio. And that's been taking a little bit of a break. But yes, you can still keep this podcast. And you can always catch up with me on drpaulholisticscience.com. So I'm going to get right into the show about asking the question. And the question is are we going to survive? And what I mean by that, we have a lot of things that's been going with us, whether it be emotional, right? And emotional is things that are happening in our lives, whether it be death in the family, whether it be a separation, whether it be a separation of a loved one, or a separation between brothers and sisters and sisters, children. There's all types of disagreement that's affecting us emotionally. And then I teach emotional reaction therapy and training, and that is to understand how it affects you in your body, because it does affect you in your body on the cellular level. And as things are happening to us emotionally, but it's also happened to us environmentally. Environment is there's crushing, there's changing. You can call it global warming, you can call it anything you want, but the environment's been changing. We're losing nutrients in the ground. We're not getting the foods we are having. We're also not getting the supplementations we're supposed to be getting from the different foods, maybe because, they're genetically modified. And we're having issues with Monsanto's, with the sprays and the cleanings. Are things happening? Are we going to survive the thing physically? Are we exercising enough? I know in different communities, the Black community, we have such diabetes issues. We have heart attack issues, right? So there's prostate issues. There are people that are having heart attacks no matter what community you live in or the lifestyle you're having. But we're not taking care of our bodies, and we're definitely not taking care of our minds. Okay? So, there's things that we can do, of course. I've talked about this before on Bridges Live or Dr. Paul Weekly. There's meditation, there's healing, there's all these different modalities you can do, and yet, are we going to survive this? Are you doing this? So I'm going to continue on. Spiritually, have you recognized Jesus Christ as your Savior? Or have you recognized your God as your Creator, the Creator, whether it be Jehovah, whether it be God of Abraham. So it is, or Allah. These. Once I know I have so many friends who have different religions that they have, when they cover themselves in the belief that we are all amongst the Creator and we can love and live, that doesn't matter, right? It does not matter how and what's going on, because we can survive this. But we're being separated by different religions. We're being fought against each other like we're in the Crusades again. We're being separated like we've been cast out in the desert, and we're wandering the desert for so many years after the Egyptians cast out the Hebrews. So are we being cast out? Are we being pushed out of our own existence? And how are we going to survive this? And let's go back into our communities, our families. Are we separating ourselves because of disagreements and arguments? We are not forgiving ourselves. And why aren't we forgiving ourselves? Why aren't we forgiving others for what because they are also going through all these other things that are stacking up against them, whether it be a time of need or a time of hormonal displacement. That's the best way I could put it. Because, hormones really affects the brain and the chemicals and how we are reacting to things. And sometimes we just overreact. And when we overreact, we say things. And then we say things and we anger. And then the anger perpetuates these other incidents. That happens. But I don't know, are we going to survive this? So the question is, how are we going to survive this? For us, we've been staving off disaster, like nuclear disaster, for over 70 years. We could have been blown up. We know this from the missile crisis with the Cuban Missile Crisis, right? with the Tompkins affair. Yeah, it could have been a black flag, but I mean, it could have been a false thing that happened with our government that was just trying to create fear so we can kowtow to what they want us to believe, and then they end up killing one of our presidents. Whether you like a president or not, whether you like an office or an administration. Am I going to talk about this administration? Well, let's talk about all the administrations. What did they do? What didn't they do? What did they say they were going to do that they didn't come through? So we can always remember good moments, and we can always definitely point out some bad moments. But did they really help us as a community of people? Sometimes you kind of wonder, I'm not sure when's the last person that was able to do so. And it's not because it's a president or an administration, it's because you got Congress, you got the House, you got the Senate House, you got the Congressional House, you got the executive branch. If they're not on the same board, they're not getting along. So they cause this juggernaut of conflict between what he says, she says, they say, will do, won't do. Okay, so that's a whole mess. You got a judicial mess. You got people who are going to jail for reasons that they shouldn't go. People being killed by the judicial system that they shouldn't have been killed. Being shot in the streets for some reason they may have shot. Are we going to survive this? Are we going to survive the economic downfall that is being created? We have breaches that have been happening. Capital One just had a breach recently. A massive data breach. The USS is issuing hacking security alerts for small planes. Are we going to survive this? California just had another shooting. Are we going to survive this? Misconduct in the Pentagons. Are we going to survive these sexual assaults on our women? Are we going to keep with the human trafficking of these children? Are we going to stop the masses and the few who control so much of the wealth that they are crushing other people? Shootings are happening. People are dying. Mortality rate has dropped. You know that, right? I don't have to tell you that we have a mortality issue rate. The United States is one of the richest countries in the world, and we have the lowest mortality rate. That says a lot about us. That says a lot about the military complex, the economic stagnation, the growth of equality. It's diminishing. We're not getting better at this. The United States is a very strange country. From my point of view, the infrastructure of the U.S., it often looks like a third world country. You ought to leave this country and come back. You ought to look at it from a different point of view. It's very depressing. No, there's some beautiful things, beautiful places, beautiful mountains, beautiful people. But we are not in a place that you think that one of the richest countries in the world should be. And we're not even there. Agricultural resources and mineral resources are huge territorial homeowners are at a default. You can fly across this country and won't even look the same. Doesn't even look like each other. We have high-tech companies over here, and we have people that are living in southern states. It doesn't look like they left the 1920s. Our mortality rate has been increasingly in the last 5 years. There's studies. Read them. I read them. Doesn't matter. But what I'm saying is that just recently we had deaths, like 150,000 deaths in a year. We have suicide issues. We have opiate issues. We have overweight issues. Are we going to survive this? How are we going to survive what has been happening. And yet, some amazing people get up every day, tend to their families every day, hug their children every day, cry with their loved ones every day, making sure that they're doing the best they can, honestly, respectively, teaching others, sharing with others, helping others move to the next level. And yet, there's no country that has more disadvantaged wealth than the United States in literacy. No country. So, I'm asking you the question. Are we going to survive what we can do together? Are we going to survive what we're able to do together? So we got to clear up some things. We got to clear up our emotional thing. That's self-work. We have to clear up our environmental thing. That's collective work. We got to clear up our physical thing. That's education work. We got to clear up our spiritual thing. And that's connection to all things. We have to clear these things up. And if we're not working on clearing those things up with one word, one voice, one written word, one written script, one action of kindness, letting ego go, embracing love, not embracing fault. Well, they treated me wrong. They did this to me. They did that to me. That's not going to get us from here to there. And I hope Bridges Live gets you from here to there, because that's what we want to do. There's some deep stuff that we want to talk about. We'll continue to talk about. And there's some little small things we must do every day. Just 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes. 5 minutes to be diligent in kindness. Give me another 5 minutes to be diligent in compassion. And my last 5 minutes, please, my last 5 minutes, give me hard practice on love. 15 minutes a day is all I ask for. I just say 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. Kindness, compassion, love. Just give me 5 minutes. If we do these things, and if you don't know how, with the modern age, really, you don't want to. Contact me, please. But if you don't know how, you don't want to. If you don't want to, then we're not going to survive this. And if you ask someone, hey, have you done your kindness, compassion, love today? What? What are you talking about? Well, who are you? You're Gandhi or something? No, just say, if you do that, we become a better school. We become a better workplace. We become a better mother, better father, better friend. Better employee, better manager, better owner. We just become better. What's wrong with being better? I think everyone likes better. There's not one person that can't say they don't like better. I think better's good. That's why they call it better. Well, let's clear up some things. Let's clear up our emotions. Let's clear up our environment. Let's clear up our education. Let's clear up our energy. And let's clear up our experiences. We clear those things up, we're better. And you can break them out into simple things. Simple daily things. It's been a blessing. I'd like to thank everyone. My blessings are love. Love you all. God bless.